Huntsville, brace yourselves, because Arionne Curry, 39, has finally broken her silence and, honey, it's juicier than a 5-layer Southern drama cake. Can you imagine being invited to a reunion party of your former castmates, only to find your name mysteriously missing from the guest list? Scandalous, right? Well, Arionne isn't just talking about a little oversight. No, this is a full-blown, heartbreak-fueled spectacle, dripping with betrayal, shade, and unanswered questions. Who decided she wasn't worthy of stepping through those reunion doors? Was it a personal vendetta, a calculated PR move, or just plain old reality TV chaos? And let's be honest, when Arionne speaks, the internet listens. She's never been shy, never been quiet, and certainly never been one to let a snub slide without consequences. So buckle up, because what we're about to dive into isn't just dramatis, a revelation that could rewrite the entire narrative of love and marriage Huntsville. Social media is already on fire. Conspiracy theories are brewing, and fans are demanding answers. Why was Arionne Curry excluded? Who's pulling the strings behind the scenes? And most importantly, what explosive truths will she finally reveal? Stay tuned, because this is one scandal you do not want to miss. Huntsville. Get ready, because the drama surrounding Arionne Curry, 39, is bigger than anything this city has seen before. The reunion party of love and marriage Huntsville promised glitz, glam, and the kind of perfectly curated chaos reality TV thrives on. But one glaring absence turned the entire event upside down. Arionne was not on the guest list, and the internet immediately went into overdrive. How do you invite everyone but one person whose name alone carries weight and power over the narrative? Who made the decision to exclude her, and why did they think it would go unnoticed? Arionne is not someone who fades quietly into the background. She is a force, and the subtle hint of betrayal sparked curiosity and outrage in equal measure. Her history on the show is a long string of moments where she held her own, turned whispers into headlines, and demanded attention without ever stepping overboard. And now that history only amplified the impact of her absence, sources close to the production revealed that the decision to leave her off the invite list was not random or accidental. Rumors suggest a combination of past grudges, behind-the-scenes negotiations, and fears that Arionne would dominate the room with truths that others were not prepared to face on camera. Fans immediately noticed this slight, with discussions exploding across social media, speculation on forums, and comments dissecting every angle of the snub. Arionne, of course, did not stay silent. She began posting cryptic messages and captions that had everyone trying to decode her meaning. Lines like "some truths are too heavy for the spotlight, but they always find their way" caused frenzy among her supporters, creating a sense of anticipation that only intensified the scrutiny on the cast and the network. While she remained off-screen, the reunion itself became a minefield. Martell reportedly checked his phone obsessively. Melody maintained her poised public persona while dropping subtle shade in interviews. And Letitia and Marcel strategized quietly, calculating every reaction to maintain control of the narrative. Even Kimmy, usually the mediator and voice of reason, was caught in the crossfire, trying to manage tensions that were impossible to fully contain. According to anonymous insiders, the scripts were altered multiple times to minimize references to Arionne, with producers fearing that her presence or commentary would derail the carefully constructed reunion narrative. Meanwhile, fans became amateur detectives, piecing together leaked photos, deleted posts, and cryptic statements to try to understand the reasons behind her exclusion. Every silence and every subtle reaction became evidence of a story larger than the reunion itself. Sources claimed that there were whispers of lavish spending, clandestine calls with producers, and late-night negotiations meant to sideline her influence. But these actions only fueled the perception that Arionne held more power absent than any cast member present. By the end of the week, it was clear that this was not just about missing a party. Arionne's absence had turned into a statement, a silent but explosive reminder that she could control the narrative without appearing on camera. Her strategic silence, her calculated social media posts, And the speculation she inspired had fans, insiders, and the cast all reacting as if she were standing in the middle of the room. The tension, the curiosity, and the online discussions made it clear that the reunion was now secondary to the story of Arionne Curry, the woman who had turned an absence into dominance and reminded everyone why she is both feared and admired. The stage was set for an escalation that no one could have predicted, with every viewer waiting for the next revelation, every fan theorist calculating the implications, and the cast navigating a situation that had grown far beyond their control. This was not simply a snub. It was the start of a narrative that promised to expose truths, challenge alliances, and test loyalties, leaving everyone to wonder what Arionne would do next and who among the cast would survive the storm. She had quietly ignited. The fallout from Arionne Curry's reunion snub escalated faster than anyone could have predicted, with the internet erupting over every leaked detail and cryptic post she shared on social. Media and insiders whispering about the chaos. Behind the scenes, reports from anonymous sources claimed that the cast was in a constant state of anxiety, checking phones obsessively, whispering in corners, and attempting to navigate a minefield of unspoken tension that Arionne had created without ever showing up. Martell, in particular, was reportedly struggling to maintain composure, visibly shaken every time a notification appeared on his phone. And the weight of past interactions with Arionne seemed to hang over him like a storm cloud ready to break. Melody, on the other hand, maintained her calm exterior, delivering perfectly crafted Instagram posts and interviews that subtly showcased her growth in business ventures. While fans meticulously analyzed each word for hidden shots aimed at Arionne, Letitia and Marcel worked as a unit, trying to project unbothered unity while privately strategizing about how to maintain control over their public image. And Kimmy, caught in the middle, was reportedly attempting to mediate conversations and smooth over conflicts that seemed impossible to contain. The tension reportedly reached a breaking point when leaked reports suggested that producers were scrambling to rewrite reunion scripts to minimize references to Arionne, fearing that if her name was mentioned too directly, it could trigger a live spectacle of confrontation. Meanwhile, social media was in a frenzy, with fans dissecting every subtle look, every deleted post, and every cryptic story, turning speculation into a full-blown narrative that far exceeded what actually occurred at the reunion. Arionne herself continued to strategically drop cryptic captions that hinted at undisclosed truths and behind-the-scenes maneuvers, and each post only fueled the fire, causing online theories and conspiracies to grow exponentially. Observers noted that this was not just a case of hurt feelings or a minor snub. It was a calculated exercise in influence and control, with Arionne demonstrating her ability to dominate the narrative without appearing in a single reunion scene. The speculation included lavish spending, alleged secret meetings with producers, and whispered warnings from anonymous insiders that certain cast members were panicking over what she might reveal if given the opportunity. The network, realizing the intensity of the social media storm and the power Arionne wielded from afar, reportedly considered rescheduling or creating special segments to bring her into the fold. But these efforts were complicated by her insistence on controlling the narrative on her own terms. The tension between maintaining a polished on-camera reunion and managing the real-life consequences of excluding someone like Arionne created a perfect storm. And sources claimed that off-camera arguments broke out over whether to acknowledge her influence or continue pretending she did not exist. The combination of fan outrage, leaked messages, and insider speculation reportedly forced the cast to navigate every interaction carefully, choosing words and gestures with extreme caution, while the online community effectively conducted its own investigation into the dynamics and alliances of the group. Arionne's absence became the center of attention, eclipsing any discussion of the reunion itself, and her strategic silence was described by observers as a masterclass in controlling attention, turning what could have been a minor story into a dominating narrative that no one could ignore. Fans reportedly celebrated her restraint and strategy, analyzing her every post and message for clues and using them to speculate on upcoming revelations and confrontations. The pressure on the cast was palpable as they attempted to balance their personal reactions with the network's directives, and the fear of public exposure of private conversations reportedly caused tension to reach near breaking points. Even minor slip-ups were magnified and analyzed for evidence of disloyalty or deception, creating a climate of hyper-awareness and anxiety that affected both on-camera performances and off-camera interactions. By the time the reunion aired, insiders suggested that every moment had been sanitized to remove direct references to Arionne. But the tension remained visible to viewers who had followed the story online, and speculation about her role and influence continued to dominate fan conversations. Arionne Curry had turned absence into power, and even without appearing in person, she forced the cast to network, and the audience to reckon with her influence, making it clear that the reunion, the social media storm, and the hidden dynamics were all part of a larger narrative she was quietly orchestrating from afar. So, Huntsville, now that you've seen the full picture, ask yourself what really happened behind the velvet ropes of that reunion. Was Arionne Curry deliberately silenced? Or was this the ultimate power play from someone who knows exactly how to control the narrative without stepping on stage? And more importantly, how much of reality TV is real? And how much is carefully scripted chaos designed to make us gasp, click, and refresh our feeds? You've witnessed the tension, the leaked messages, the cryptic posts, and the panic behind the cameras. But the truth is, the story isn't over. The next move could change everything, not just for Arionne, but for the entire cast and the network. So I need you to think critically, dig into the receipts, and question what you see versus what they want you to believe. Comment below and tell us who you think is really in control and whose story has been silenced or manipulated. Share this video with your friends and your social feeds, because the drama doesn't stop here. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, so you never miss a breaking revelation in the world of love and marriage Huntsville. The truth is waiting, and you'll want to be here when it drops.